Number 8, graphing this function. The minus sign means we're going to reflect the original graph over the x-axis, and so it's going to come down here. And then the vertex is at 4, 5, because we have h is 4, k is 5, so we go right 4 and up 5. Don't forget, it opens down. And so list the vertex. Okay, so the vertex is 4, 5. And then it says the x and the y-intercept. So to get the x-intercept, we have to make sure we let y equal 0. So we solve this equation. If you remember Dr. Barhead, Dr. Barhead helped us solve these kinds of equations. If we add the absolute value of x minus 4 to both sides. If we do that, then we're going to get on one side the absolute value of x minus 4. These are going to cancel. On the right side, we're going to get 5. So I like both sides being positive. And this is where Dr. Barhead, if you remember, that's fully digested. So either x minus 4 is 5 to the right, or x minus 4 is 5 to the left, because absolute value means distance from 0. And if we add 4 to both sides of each one of these, we're going to get our two x-intercepts. We're going to get x equals 9, and we're going to get x equals -1. So you should check always. Here I can see -1, that's reasonable, and then 9, that's also reasonable. So -1, 0, and 9, 0. Those are the x-intercepts. And the y-intercept, that's just allowing x to be equal to 0. So we go y equals the opposite of 0 minus 4 in absolute value bars plus 5, negative absolute value of -4. Careful here. The absolute value of -4 is 4. And then -4 plus 5 is 1. Now notice, this 1 right here, that's the y-intercept. Certainly our graph should look like it comes close to that. In fact, 0, 1 goes exactly through it. So you always want to double check to make sure what you find as your x and y intercepts match your graph. If they don't match your graph, some people say there's no x-intercepts here because they didn't get it. So be careful. If they don't match your graph, it either means your graph is wrong or your x-intercepts are wrong. Usually if you do the work right down here, you get two x-intercepts. Well, maybe you forgot and you opened up the graph up instead of down. You'd have no x-intercepts on your graph, but then you go, wait a second, there should be. That would cause you to go back and make sure your graph matches what you got.